A series generator can self-excite only if the load current is not zero. A DC generator works on the principle of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. The open circuit voltage of a compound generator is 250 volt. At full load, the terminal voltage may be greater or less than 250 volt. The terminal voltage of a series generator is 150 volt when the load current is 5 ampere. If the load current is increased to 10 ampere, the terminal voltage will be greater than 150 volt. A shunt generator can self-excite only if the resistance of the field circuit is less than the critical value. With a DC generator, which of the following regulation is preferred? 1% regulation. 2 DC shunt generator, each with armature resistance of 0.02 ohm and field resistance of 50 ohm, run in parallel and supply a total current of 1000 ampere to the load circuit. If their EMFs are 270 volt and 265 volt, their bus bar voltage will be 267.5 voltage. The essential condition for parallel operation of two DC generators is that they have the same dropping voltage characteristics. When two DC generators are running in parallel, an equalizer bar is used so that the two identical machines will pass approximately equal current to the load. Two generators are run in parallel. One of the generators may be run as motor. For which of the following reasons that generator takes large share of loads? Which of the following generators will be preferred if they are required to be run in parallel? Shunt generator. Which of the following generating machine will offer constant voltage on all loads? Level compounded generator. As if a self-excited DC generator after being installed fails to build up on its first trial run, the first thing to do is to reverse the field connection. The main factor which leads to unstable parallel operation of flat and over-compounded generator is their rising voltage characteristics. When two DC series generators are running in parallel, an equalizer bar is used so that two similar machines will pass approximately equal currents to the load. Shunt generators are most suited for stable operation because of their dropping voltage characteristics. As a result of armature reaction, the reduction in the total mutual air gap flux in a DC generator is approximately 5%. The critical resistance of the DC generator is of the resistance of field. The series field of a short shunt DC generator is excited by load current. In a separately excited generator supplying a rated load, the armature reaction is always present. For both lap and wave winding, there are as many commutator bars as the number of winding elements. Wave winding is composed of that even number which is exact multiple of poles plus 2. The number of armature parallel shunt paths in a two-pole DC generator having duplex lap winding is 4. In a DC generator, external characteristic बराबर होती है मैग्नेटाइजेशन characteristics मनफी अहम ड्रॉप मनफी armature reaction. In a DC generator, the critical resistance can be increased by increasing its speed. Which generator would you prefer for feeding long DC transmission line or compound generator? Following energized winding of a DC machine should not be open as it would produce high inductive voltage which may be dangerous to personnel and may cause its own insulation failure. Shunt. Armature reaction in a generator results in demagnetization of leading pole tip and magnetization of trailing pole tip. If residual magnetism is present in a DC generator, the induced EMF at zero speed will be zero. The purpose of providing dummy coils in a generator is to provide mechanical balance for the rotor. Although the solar DC generator is run at full speed without any excitation, the open circuit voltage will be about 2 volt. A shunt generator running at 1000 rpm has generated EMF as 200 volt. If the speed increases to 1200 rpm, the generated RPA EMF will be nearly 240 volt. A sinusoidal voltage of 5 Hz is applied to the field of a shunt generator. The armature voltage wave will be of 5 Hz. The purpose of providing dummy coils in a generator is to provide mechanical balance for the rotor. In a DC generator on no load, the air gap flux distribution in space is flat-topped. The terminal voltage of a DC shunt generator drops on load because of all of the following reasons except commutation. In a DC generator, in order to reduce sparking at brushes, the self-induced EMF in the coil is neutralized by all of the following except dummy coil. In a DC generator, the magnetic neutral axis coincides with the geometrical neutral axis when there is no load on the generator. In a level compounded DC generator, full load terminal voltage is equal to no load terminal voltage. The EMF generated in a DC generator is directly proportional to speed of armature. In DC generator, the polarity of the interpoles is the same as that of the main pole ahead. In our compounded generator, full load terminal voltage is more than no load terminal voltage. Permeance is the reciprocal of reluctance. Which of the following DC generator will be in a position to build up without any residual magnetism in the poles? None of the above. Which of the following generator will have negligible terminal voltage while running on no load? Series generator. In a DC generator, the number of mechanical degrees and electrical degrees will be the same when number of poles is 2. DC generator generally preferred for charging automobile batteries is long shunt compound generator. In case of a flat compounded generator, voltage remains constant irrespective of the load. Interpole flux should be sufficient to neutralize both the armature reaction flux as well as commutating EMF induced in the coil. Following DC generator will be in a position to build up without any residual magnetism in the poles. Self-excited generator. An exciter for a turbo generator is a shunt generator. A DC series generator is used voltage at the total end of the feeder. In a DC generator, in case the resistance of the fuel winding is increased, then output voltage will decrease. For a parallel operation of two or more DC compound generators, we should ensure that series fields of all generators should be either on positive side or negative side of the armature. Open circuited armature coil of a DC machine is both A and B, identified by the squaring of the commutator segment to which open circuit coil is connected. indicated by a spark completely around the commutator. Lap winding is composed of any even number of conductors. Satisfactory commutation of a DC machine requires all of the above. In a DC machine, stray losses is the sum of iron loss and mechanical loss. The armature core of a DC generator is usually made of silicon steel. In any rotating machine, that part which houses the conductor and in which EMF induced is to be utilized is called armature. The EMF generated by a shunt wound DC generator is E. Now, while pole flux remains constant, if the speed of the generator is doubled, the EMF generator will be 2E. A DC generator can be considered as rotating amplifier. The voltage drop for which of the following types of brushes can be expected to be least: metal graphite brushes. Two generator A and B have 6 poles. Each generator A has a wound armature while generator B has left wound armature. The ratio of the induced EMF is generator A and B will be 3:1. The number of trappings for each equalizer ring is equal to number of pole pairs. In a DC generator, lap winding is used for low voltage, high current. In a DC generator, the ripples in the direct current, the direct EMF generator are reduced by using carbon brushes of superior quality. The rapid wear of brushes takes place due to all of the above. Which of the following components of a DC generator plays a vital role for providing direct current of a DC generator commutator? Compensating windings are used in DC generator to neutralize the cross magnetizing effect of the armature reaction. The following constitute short circuit in the armature winding is all of the above. The number of brushes in a commutator depends on amount of current to be collected. Magnetic field in a DC generator is produced by electromagnets. To avoid formation of grooves in the commutator of a DC machine, the brushes of opposite polarities should track each other. The demagnetizing component of armature reaction in a DC generator reduces generator EMF. Cumulatively compound long shunt generator when operating as a motor would be differentially compounded long shunt. Armature coil is short-circuited by brushes when it lies along neutral axis. Which of the following statement about DC generator is false? Equalizing bus bars are used with parallel running of the DC shunt generator. To achieve sparkless commutation, brushes of a DC generator are rubbed them ahead so as to bring them just ahead of magnetic neutral axis. A DC welding generator has lap winding. In a DC generator, the critical resistance refers to the resistance of field. The EMF induced in the armature of a shunt generator is 600 volt. The armature resistance is 0.1 ohm. If the armature current is 200 ampere, the terminal voltage will be 0.80 volt. In case of lap winding, resultant pitch is difference of front and back pitch. The function of pole shoes in the case of DC machine is to discharge all of the above function. Flashing the field of DC generator means creating residual magnetism by a DC source. For DC machines laboratory, following types of DC supply will be suitable: induction motor DC generator set. In case of DC machines, winding number of commutator segment is equal to number of armature coils. Welding generator will have lap winding. Equalizer rings are required in case armature is lap wound. Eddy currents are induced in the pole shoes of a DC machine due to the relative relationship between field and armature. The following statement is false. DC generators are connected to the bus bar or disconnected from them only under the floating condition or of the above. Armature reaction of an unsaturated DC machine is cross-magnetizing. If brushes of a DC generator are moved in order to bring these brushes in magnetic neutral axis, there will be cross-magnetization as well as demagnetization. In DC generator, the brushes and commutator remains in contact with conductor which lie under interpole region. The insulating material used between the commutator segment is normally mica. The material for commutator brushes is generally carbon. In case of a 4-pole DC generator provided with a 2-layer lap winding with 16 coils, the pole pitch will be 8. If B is the flux density, I the length of conductor, and V the velocity of conductor, then induced EMF is given by BLV. If a DC generator fails to build up, the probable cause could not be field resistance less than the critical resistance. Brushes of a DC machines are made of carbon. In DC generator, current to the external circuit from armature is given through commutator. Iron losses in DC machines are independent of variation in load. Iron losses in DC machines are independent of variation in load. The armature of DC generator is laminated to reduce the current loss. Lamination of core are generally made of silicon steel. Which of the following could be lamina approximately the thickness of lamination of a DC machine 0.5 m. The commutator segments are connected to the armature conductor by means of copper lugs. The resistance of armature winding depends on all of the above. The field coils of a DC generator are usually made of copper. In a commutator, mica is harder than copper. According to the Fleming's right-hand rule for finding the direction of induced EMF, when middle finger points in the direction of induced EMF, forefinger points in the direction of lines of force. While applying left-hand rules, Fleming's right-hand rule rule 2 and the direction of induced EMF, the thumb point towards direction of motion of conductor if forefinger points along the lines of flux. In a DC generator, the pole shoes are fastened to the pole core by countersunk screws. Fleming's right-hand rule regarding direction of induced EMF correlates magnetic flux direction of motion in the direction of EMF induced. In case of DC machines, mechanical losses are primary function of speed. Copper brushes in DC machines are used where low voltage and high current are involved. DC machines are used where low voltage and high current are involved. For a DC generator, when the number of pole and the number of armature conductor is fixed, then which winding will give the higher EMF wave winding? In DC generator, the cause of rapid brush wear may be severe sparking, rough commutator, imperfect contact. The bearing used to support the rotor shaft are generally ball bearing. In lap winding, the number of brushes is always same as the number of poles. In a 4-pole DC machine, alternate poles are north and south. A separately excited generator as compared to a self-excited generator has all above features. Thanks for watching.